Hello, I'm Sheldon McDonald, and I'm just going to showcase some joystick compatibility now with my music player. Um, so, just the other day, I showcased that my music player no longer uses a cable being routed back in, it's actually using the sound line. Secondly, it's also has new joystick commands. This morning I added some compatibility for my Y adapter. What this Y adapter does is it allows us to program a 2-button joystick for the color computer 1 and 2, and the only thing, it also duplicates the X and Y axis across for the reading. It's only pulling voltage from the left player side, and the only difference is the fire button isn't duplicated. It actually pulls it from the 6th pin. Okay, so with code, so I got the Coco 3 plugged in at the moment, and then I'm going to plug in the Color Computer 2 and show you the exact same 2 memory locations. Right now it's showing my button 1 and button 2 memory locations there. So currently I've just got the one port in because this is a Coco 3, so you don't need the Y adapter. Okay, I got my custom controller here. So if we look at it, button 1, when it's closed, when I push it in, repeats it, writes a 0, and button 2, it's writes a 0 when I press it in. So it can tell when you're pushing your 2 buttons. Okay. And those 2 memory locations that I'm going to add to my README file. So 7931 is button 1, and 7932 hex is button 2. And it's going to be the exact same. It's going to auto detect those 2. It's going to auto detect which Coco you have plugged in, and those numbers are going to still work with the Y adapter. So I'm going to end up merging videos here. I'm going to stop this one and I'm going to plug the Coco 2 in, and we're going to look at those same 2 values. Okay, the second part of my video. So now I have the Color Computer 2 plugged in. I want to show you these 2 memory locations again without changing any code. It will auto detect my Y adapter. Okay, so we plug this in without the Y adapter first. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run this. My music player is already loaded. Okay, I showed in the other video on the Color Computer 3. These are different numbers, but it doesn't matter. It'll equal 0 if the user is pressing the button. So button 1 is changing, and button 2 should do nothing because I don't have my Y adapter in. Okay, so I'm going to unplug that and plug my Y adapter in. And if you plug the Y adapter in backwards, the only thing it's going to do is change which button is which. I happen to know which way this is though, so plug this in. I'll also mark the Y adapter for left and right just to make it even easier. Okay, so I got it plugged in there. I'm going to plug the 2-button controller in. I'm just going to set my phone down for a second so I can do that with 2 hands. Okay, so I got that plugged in there now. And for Color Computers 1 and 2, I will be able to press both buttons. So now I can code a 2-button game on a Color Computer 1 and 2. Okay, and at the same time, this controller will still work on the Coco 3, reporting to those same memory locations. Okay, that's my example of my Y adapter. And my new button memory locations it's going to be looking at is 7931 and 7932. So once the music player is loaded, it'll always be reporting button pushes. So you don't have to poke anything into RAM to tell it to look at the joystick stuff. It's always looking there, and it's always writing those values there. So you don't have to try auto detecting if you have a color computer 1, 2, or 3 plugged in. My music player does that for you. So if you always code your projects that are using my music player, you can always use my music player's joystick commands, and you'll know you'll have full compatibility between my Y cable and just a 2-button controller plugged into the left joystick. I don't have any support for 2-player stuff, so if we had 2 players going, I think it would distort the music pretty bad. So this is pretty much gonna be just for 1-player games. Maybe I'll try looking at something in the future, but that's it. Thanks for watching.